I can think of right now is not a story that can be told. And I would love to share it again with my girlfriend.
Hello. Thank you so much for your time, all of you beautiful ladies. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the movie, but I'm going to start with you, Karen. What was like the inspiration for this amazing script?
It's nice to be here, first of all. The inspiration, I think, basically was women who I've loved and admired over the years of my own coming of age and my entire life. And I had this fascination with sirens, this Greek myth of the sirens. And I've always been obsessed with it and their musical voices that would lure men into their deaths, and the entire concept that women's voices were considered so dangerous. Those two things, I think, were the two ideas that came together to make Mayday.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie. So I'm gonna go to Grace, and what was, when you have read this script, like what got your attention? What like you're like most excited about it?
I mean, the visuals were so intense that I wanted to see it right away on screen. But it was the first time where I read a script and instantly I started to read it again because I'm like, I need to know this and understand it. And then I came to realize that maybe I don't. And there was so much beauty in the unknown of it, and there were so many meanings to be explored and so many topics, and I really felt connected to the power of sisterhood of it all, and the passion pit it was for Karen. Everything she loved was just thrown into this script, and she had such a specific vision for it. So I was very, very intrigued by all of that.
Yes. Soko, for you, like what was like your biggest challenge like on set, if you have anything that you can share with us?
Yes, actually I'm very anti-gun and anti-violence in real life, and I'm super traumatized by it. So having to handle a gun and do all that gun prep was extremely challenging for me and like shaking me to my core. Like Mia was having so much fun being like, and she was like a full like in heaven. Like I feel like everyone had a different experience with it, but I was just like my whole body would freeze and I would just be like, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna do my job really well, and that's what I'm here for. But I really don't like this, and this is really weird. And I had to do it, and I did it, and I still hate guns.
Yeah, no, me too, but you did a great job. You did your part. So, and for you, Havana, how was like filming? You guys went to Croatia. How was like filming over there?
It was such an incredible experience. I honestly think about it. I still have dreams in that landscape to this day. I think that there's something inherently just otherworldly about Croatia, and maybe that's sort of exotifying in some capacity, but there's something about the colors of that atmosphere that are unlike anything I've ever seen. And the people are incredible. And I think added to the sort of rugged, gung-ho sort of experience that we were trying to encapsulate with the characters. So just the entire experience of filming in Croatia felt as though it was exactly what we needed in order to make Mayday really rich in terms of its lifeblood and really specific in terms of what we were trying to achieve visually and then also in terms of the character.
Yeah, on that take, Karen, Croatia helps a lot with the cinematography, but what was your approach on that?
I think I wanted to create a very, very rich and colorful world. I think a film that affected me a lot when I was young was The Wizard of Oz. And I think it entranced me and dazzled me with its, when the weather takes her to this other world, it's so Technicolor. And we weren't trying to get that same exact kind of Technicolor, but we were trying to make nature, the palette, the nature's palette, very rich, and a place where you might imagine a woman's subconscious is flourishing, and she really was taken on a journey. We wanted it to feel that way. And I always challenge my DP, Sam Levy, and husband to, who is a master in his own right, but I really feel like I like films where you feel that gravity is being defied a little bit. And so that was the approach.
It's beautiful. I will say to you, it's really nice. And come back to you, Grace. What do you like the most about Anna, and how did you approach her, the way that you portray her?
Karen and I talked about it a lot, and I think we really wanted to make sure that within all of this fantasy and unknown, that the character stayed grounded, and that it was a distinct journey that she was going on. And you do meet her when she is hanging by a thread in her life, and she really comes out the other side of it. And it was something that it's just a story that I think is so important to be told, especially for young women to watch, because it does end with so much hope. And a vital part of her going through this and coming out the other end of it was the power of connection and female empowerment and sisterhood. And those things are just so vital during hard times.
Yes, it is. So I'm gonna come back to you, Soko. I bet you guys have fun working on this set. Is there anything that you can share with us that fun that happened between you girls?
The only thing I can think of right now is not a story that can be told. And I would love to share it again with my girlfriends, but I'm not going to share it with you or anyone else.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
All
that's
that
fair.
to say, we did have but a lot of this fun will remain untold.
Okay.
That's that.
We had a code of silence.
I can only imagine, okay? Everybody imagine. That's funny. That's okay.
In short, we had a great time.
But a lot of the fun is in the secrets.
Oh my God, Soko, you're making it sound like we killed somebody and buried the body.
Oh no, I mean, we could have.
It was only to get into character.
We had to do what we had to do.
But do you know which story?
Yes. Yes, I know the exact one.
Me as coach.
We're gonna get a reputation. Okay, next question.
Yes, next question, girls. So, and Havana, I think all the projects, every time that you're doing something like new, you always learn something about yourself. Did you learn anything new about you doing this movie?
Oh my God, what an incredible question. I need to go journal about this afterwards. Yes, so much. I mean, this was an entirely new experience for me. I had only acted a handful of times prior to this, and this was my first full-length feature. On top of that, it was, 3 months abroad from my family, and right after I had graduated college. It was a very pivotal moment in my life. And then to have this happen felt like I was sort of in this odd, lovely fever dream of a rebirth for myself into the world after being just in education systems for such a long time. And I felt like, you know, for me specifically, the draw with this character was about this ability to return to this place of the beginner's mind and to access sort of this inner child and be able to explore this playground this playground of the submarine and of this world as like a tiny version of myself. And so I think a big part of what I learned was actually something that was sort of remembered for me, or remembered. Wow, the words are amazing. But sort of this access I had to my baby self, my youngest version of myself, and sort of to remind yourself that always in life, play is sort of the best place to access creativity and the most raw version of who you are. I think we're all born, you know, not self-conscious, unafraid, very alive. And I think that sort of getting the opportunity to revisit that as I was sort of entering into this new pivotal moment in my life was just such a blessing. And with these incredibly powerful women around me too, felt like we were all sort of aiding in some sort of pivotal moment in all of our lives together. And so in terms of what I learned, it was a lot and probably too extensive to even cover in less than 15 minutes, but it was just really a transformative experience that has altered definitely my trajectory for life, and also my relationships with these beautiful people, and definitely that with myself as well.
Amazing.
I always think, this is just a random thought, but the question of it just gets asked so much about, you know, what advice would you give to your younger self? But I think the question should be the opposite sometimes. Like, I always think, what advice would my younger self give to me? Because that's what I want. That's what we aspire for, the unself-consciousness and the freedom.
Yeah.
I'm always wanting to just revert back to that parts of it. But I always think like the opposite, like that should be the question as opposed to.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm going to retort with that next time someone asks me that question.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well,
yes. I agree with you. I think we should always come back to the little girl and ask what you should do better. Sometimes it's a better way to do it. So Carrie, I'll come back to you. Like, what was like work with like Juliette Lewis, and why she was so perfect to play that special role?
Man, Juliette's just an icon. I mean, she's just
legend.
There's just no one like her. I could go on and on about what I love about her, but speaking of your younger self, she looks like a little child sometimes. She has these amazing dimples and this smile that just is so sparkling. And then at the same time, she can play this been there, done that, badass, knows everything about the universe person effortlessly. And they're all happening at the same time. I have never really seen anything like that. And she does it in all her roles. She's this complex myriad of wonderful things, and it was such a treat to have her. She's everything you want her to be. She's lovely and sparkly and kind, and you know, she came to mind immediately when it was time to cast, and I went right to her, and she responded very well to the script and came to fruition.
Also, when I read it, not knowing that you even thought about her, I remember being like, hey, what do you think about Juliette Lewis? And you're like,
oh my God.
I haven't really thought about it. I was like, oh my God.
We were all on the same page with that one. Yeah, she just seemed right for us.
Yeah, amazing. And Grace, you work closely with her. Like, how's like work with her?
It's unreal. I mean, I am so inspired by her. Some of her performances are my favorite of all time. And so to see her in action, in the flesh, just effortlessly be amazing was, I was in awe of it. And she's just so freaking cool. She's just so cool. Like, cool.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the time that I have with you, and thank you so much for your time, all of you, and a lot of success. And oh my God, I cannot wait for everybody to watch this movie, and I'm very happy to be talking to you. And Grace, you're amazing. in the 90 Perfect Strangers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Bye.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.